Yes, I'm giving up on following the MCU to the point of Doomsday Secret War double crossover, not just because it's very evident from hiring the endgame, whatever, directors, writers, whoever's, that whatever happens in Doomsday is absolutely irrelevant. It's just irrelevant. It will be retconned in Secret Wars. And not just because the constant missing the goalpost, missing the audience, and just the general low quality writing of the movies of Marvel Disney. That would be fine. I mean, it's just the big crossover event which ties together everything. Because my goal was to give you the chance to understand what happens, what is the MCU, what happened before Doomsday, Secret Wars, whatever. And for a moment, let's mention DC. They never had a universe. They had these big team up movies, and it was just movies here and there without any real connection. And the real problem was they insisted this is a universe. If they just made movies based on DC stories, DC characters, it would have been fine. It worked before, why not? But no, they wanted the universe. And it doesn't work. Didn't work before, didn't work under Snyder, didn't work, does not work under James Gunn. And here you have to understand something, which I doubt James Gunn understood. I think he got duped, rocked by the finances, rocked by influence what will be made and so on. But he took the fall. He took the blame. He did not say it was the studio's fault. I don't know what's in his contract. I don't know if he knew what's in his contract before signing it, but he signed it and acted upon it, or acted the way he did. So the blame is is his. It's over. And Warner DC produced so many crashes. At this point, these are crashes. It's no longer worth paying attention. But the main thing here for takeaway is, just because you are a good director, or would be a good director for so many projects of whatever movie studio, planned universe, whatever, doesn't mean you are a good showrunner. Yes, it's on paper it's a step up on the hierarchy ladder. Doesn't mean you will succeed. It's a different job. You are not directing the movies. At least apparently James Gunn does not. So DC would have been better if they just made independent movies and don't create the expectation of a knowledge universe. Back to Marvel. This was important, by the way, so I'm going somewhere with them. This. The first big sign, red flag, was Fantastic Four First Steps. That they are in an entirely different universe. Why? Why are they not in this universe? Or the very least, why not make them crash and get stuck in the main universe? Because of some multiverse shit. And the multiverse is a problem here. So that's a huge red flag. And I don't know, Sony, Marvel, whatever, Disney, they made this Spider-Man noir with Nicolas Cage. It might be a good movie. I don't care. And not just because Spider-Man, I hate Spider-Man. And they very obviously did this because money and because Spider-Man somehow is always profitable. I don't get why, but humans. But why do we need one more Spider-Man? Where does it connect? Does it connect to the Spider-Verse? Or it is a standalone? Is it a, Spider-Man, whatever day it is, spin-off, sequel, tie-in, whatever? What is that? I just don't want to think about it. And the marketing did nothing to clear this. But there is more. So there is already one of the things I'm entirely baffled is the What If products. The What If series, the Marvel Zombies, whatever. We have a multiverse. Why are we doing what ifs? What ifs are not even multiverse. What ifs are what we would do if the multiverse does not exist, because these are possibilities that actually did not happen. But we have a multiverse where anything can happen. At least I did not see any restriction conceptually. So why? But that's not the worst. Vision Quest is coming out in October. I was preparing to watch it, who cares? And there was some new Fisk related series, Daredevil Born Again season 3 or whatever, or the entirely new show. I don't care. I was prepared to watch that, but and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and that's a multiverse what if scenario, but entirely except one detail based on the established Spider-Man of the Marvel main universe, cinematic main universe. Why? Why are we doing that? No reason. Money. Obviously. I like money, said the studio. But the worst thing is why I decided to don't care anymore. I'm not watching it. Not even off screen. I just don't care. Is, this new Endgame, whatever the title, Doomsday Secret Wars, had a bunch of red flags. Like, we are bringing back Magneto with the 150 years old Patrick Stewart. Why? We hate the character, I hate the character, everyone should hate the character, and he's dead like 1,000 times. And the actor is 200 years old at this point. What do we want? Make him die on camera? Makes no sense. They are bringing back Jean Grey and Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. Why? They are dead. Wanda Scarlet Witch is dead because of a multiverse level event. That should make it impossible even if we are talking multiverse. And for the X-Men, we are retelling stories which were made 2 times already. Why we need a third version? Are there no other X-Men stories? Okay, we can make up new ones if there are no more. And both WandaVision, Wanda Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey suffers the same problem. For one reason or another. Jean Grey was just power scale too high, and Wanda never had a clearly defined power set. They prevent storytelling. They are so strong, they are breaking your story. You can make a story because they can snap, literally Thanos snap, and solve every problem on the world. That's why in the comics originally they killed Jean Grey Phoenix. That's why in the Marvel Cinematic Universe Wanda Scarlet Witch got dead. Because you can't write stories if they are around. You just can't. And this is not the worst. There is more. You know, bringing back Captain America and Iron Man's actor, whatever, this smells desperation. We are not moving forward. We are at best staying at place. We don't even try to move forward. That's the death of your universe. Death of your story. And wait, there is more. It gets worse. It does get worse. And the worst thing is the idea thrown in the three Hulks. You know, there was the Hulk where his father mutated himself to siphon energy from like everywhere. And it was pretty bad CGI and pretty mediocre writing, so the movie failed. They want to bring back that. That would be a move that Marvel Disney does. There is no reason for it, but you know, it's their property. Whatever. It was like a decade before the MCU started to become an idea, but Sure, if you want to bring it in, you can do that within the frame of the MCU. It's fine. But they also bring in as a separate Hulk from the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, the Edward Norton Hulk. And that was what's too much for me. Because, you know, like it or not, dispute or not, the post-credit scene where One-Eye Guy meets the general to with the idea for making the Avengers an American superhero team or whatever. That's there. That without that, there is nothing in the Iron Man movie. The whole thing collapses because you pulled out a brick from the foundation, which was already shaky, like a house of cards. On paper, I can understand why they are doing this, but, and there is a big but, if any movie, at a whim, can be declared after 2 decades of canon building to be just a random multiverse, another universe event, then what's left? Nothing. A bunch of independent movies without any connection between them. And if there is no connection between the movies, you have no universe. And if you don't have universe, I don't care. Because you sold me a universe. So if you don't sell the universe anymore, I don't care. You declare there never was any universe, I don't care. I just don't. And I don't see why anybody should care.